To discuss the nature of security challenges being experienced in the country, I'm being joined live from Abuja by a security expert and retired military general, General Cecil Esekaigbe. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10 as we look at this issue. Now, the security problem has persisted. Looking at the report there, we've seen different manifestations of perhaps the same problem. In your experience, what's the root cause of this persistent security challenge, looking at the Northwest and the Northeast?
Well, like Shonibare said, you see, we must learn how to look at the root causes of this problem rather than treating the symptoms. You see, in all these states, about the business of government at any level is for the security and welfare of the citizens. The governors of those states need to tackle the mass of employment of the citizens in their state. For instance, the political elites have used these youth who are not employed for their own personal purposes politically. And when they use them and dump them politically, it is not time for them to say, hey, let me find my own way. So they are the agents of this destabilization. They are the agents of this banditry. And the best thing to do this is to look at and address the mass unemployment and disconnect them from this madness of political elites using them for all those kind of political crimes that they commit.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're talking about the governors, because I was looking at the president's plan, security plan, that is, for the Northeast. And let me just read a little portion of it. He says, under this plan, states working with the federal government will support security and military operations with logistics and local intelligence. Now, how do you see that playing out if the governors, are now going to have a role in the provision of logistics and, local intelligence? How will it play out?
Yes, according to Professor Michael Porter, the modern strategist, he doctored strategy as the rational utilization of resources. So what comes to play here is that the governors should partner with the federal government to address the security menace. That is by bringing their resources to bear. Looking at the homologous, security votes that they have and they enjoy in their various states, the time has come for them to put it and channel it into the tackling of these security menaces. The security agencies need funding. They need equipment. They need money for training. And you cannot fight this insurgency without appropriate platform.
Sorry, Major Sekagbe, you talked about...
They should all come in and help.
Yeah, sorry about that. You talked about the governors bringing in their resources. And that's kind of what I was talking about when I read out that paragraph about them providing logistics. Where will this money come from? Are we looking at them looking into the state to bring it, or will the federal government be providing the money for the logistics? That's actually where I'm going.
Security is everybody's business. The federal government cannot do it alone. What I just said is that the humongous security votes enjoyed by the governor, the time is here for them to channel some of it to assist the federal government to tackle the security menaces that come. And don't forget that, these security challenges precipitate from the states. These youths that have been employed by, criminals and their agents to perpetrate these crimes all come from the states. So the time of buying some 50 luxurious buses or pickups is no longer there. Now you have to rationally utilize your resources, to tackle the complex emergencies that we find ourselves.
Yeah, but what is it about? What is it about the northern region
to do this job?
I mean, you've talked about perhaps bandits being sponsored. Some people have said it's poverty, but there's poverty everywhere else. So in your experience, what is it about the North, which we're talking about today, that's causing us to see this kind of issue?
You see, the philosophy of youth unemployment varies from state to state. In the Northwest region, for instance, you understand the concept of the emergeries, and there has been a consistent effort to see how we can address these emergeries and all that. But you see, as these things are unfolding, the involvement of the emergeries and the complications that follow, I don't think they are no longer interested in sitting down in one place and get 3 meals or 2 meals a day. They are becoming conscious of how to also get their money. That is why you see most of them are getting into kidnapping and other sorts of crimes. So there has to be, a deliberate effort to address this mass unemployment, to address the educational system in this region, so that the children will go to school, and by going to school, they will understand that they can get their means of livelihood by getting to school and getting employed at the end of the process.
All right, retired Major General Cecil Eseka Igbe, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us on the news at 10 tonight.